It's community, right? Oh, maximum file size reached. So all right, so this is part 2, I think. Uh, I think I'm at another video. So which is fine, like because I already talked about the relationship. So that was all the magnetic side of this. It's not the thinking side, it's the banding together as a group, and that's what we're talking about here. That's what I'm talking about here, of unconditional love being a principle of the magnetics, right, and the negative forces, negative alignment of society, of the people, because of the misfit jargon of trying to understand the scientific stuff, and it's not easy. It's not coming to people very well because it wasn't meant to. It's not meant to. That's not what where ascension is. It's not where you moving on. It's not where spiritual growth is. That's not where enlightenment comes from. And how do I know this? Because traditional spirituality, I would say Buddhism for 2,500 years, they're telling you that. Right? The New Age, nothing new about this has really happened, except what is truly new is the twisting of this technical terms and turning it into scientification to confuse the people and to confuse you all on what's really truly happening and what's important. And it's because of the confusionary, it's because of the AI hive mind, it's because the push toward higher rising frequencies that you're pushed into the electric side and the spikes, misunderstanding them as frequency, and because it's not a frequency, they've uprooted all of that. It's not a frequency. They're free to call it whatever they want at that point. They're free to, because they've erroneously attached it to a frequency, the decibel count as a frequency. They're now free to redefine it in any way they feel like, and you're not smart enough to figure out where they're going with it. You just say, oh yes, because you don't think that they're there to the people that are coming up with the bullshit definitions of this stuff. You don't believe that they're there for the purpose of misleading you. Oh, they can't be because it's ascension. Well, yeah, they can be, and they are, and that's one of the veils of this, because it's like, I mean, what is ascension? What is awakening? What is awake? What is any of that? What does that actually mean? And that's part of the problem with, like, ascension sometimes are part of the problem with any of this. What does it mean? How are you defining this? Right? And so that's why, because it's hard to nail it down. It has been hard to nail down. People don't question it. They don't ask these questions. They don't want to ask these questions. They get offended or put out of place, put out of sorts by people who, like myself, would question or dare to question or challenge the reigning paradigm of assumption, that there is definitely a dark power, a dark force, what you would call, again, the inorganic ones, and I'm not the one that came up with that, that don't feel. They don't invent. They can't create. They can only take what's here and mix it around and confuse you, right? I guess they created confusion. Like they've detracted or subtracted from you in your journey by forcing you into learning all this highly technical stuff that has nothing to do with the real goal, right? You believe what you want. As I've said, I've always said this. You're free to believe what you want. Free to believe as whatever you want. I'm not here to challenge your belief. I'm only here to give you the true, correct science, as God is my witness, right? And yet, if me giving you the true, proper, correct science and the understanding of that challenges your belief, then you might have a big problem, right? I'm not here to challenge your belief. However, if the science, learning the science properly, is challenging your belief, maybe you've learned it wrong. Maybe you've been misled by an agenda, and you should perhaps ask Prime Source Creator itself to help you with this, to help you understand. The humans mean well, but they can get very lost, and I can totally, completely understand how and why a person, a being, a thing can get lost here. It's just, this is really one of the most difficult schools and places to learn in the known universe. All right, so we're at 37. I think that's a good place to end this. I believe it's 2 different videos, but whatever. I'll post them. I'll figure this out. And thank you for being here. There's another class that's I think oarsmen's that's running by. I'm in the park. You can sort of see behind me that it's pastoral. It's in the park. So on that cheery note, I am distracted. On that cheery note, I think I am going to end this. You can see him in the background. You hear him all giggling. There's definitely more that I need to talk about. I have a bunch of stuff I've written that I'm going to be at some point doing videos with. I ask my guides to please help me every day, and because I don't know what I'm doing. My guide said I need to do a personal video. This is something that I need everyone to kind of see where I'm at. Like it's part of growing up. It's part of being a human. But by the same token, it's like, this doesn't really feel that great, right? And yet, I didn't know, right? We were supposed to meet, right? Amount the cost for the ticket. Yeah, at the same time, right? I don't really have a place to live. This is part of it as well, right? Like, I threw out what I did have, or threw to her, I should say, threw to her what I had available, right? Like, I don't really have anything, but such as I have, if you are attracted to me that much, if you love me that much, I will open my house, my heart, my home to you. And I made the allowances I needed to. I cleaned up the truck. I got ready. I dressed for the occasion. And I kind of think, like, I'm really of the belief that no act of preparation goes on, I don't want to say rewarded, but goes on. It's not a useless, it's not a meaningless effort. It's not something that doesn't get, I don't know. I don't want to say reward from it. That's not the right thing, but whatever. So, like doing the going through the motions. I was pretty sure, certainly today, when I got the text, but my guide said, show up, be present, right? That's part of getting out of your depression, part of showing up, part of the joy, part of the whatever it is to be here, such as it is. So anyway, on that cheery note, it's time. Thank y'all for showing up. Thank y'all for being here. I just sort of, part of this was I didn't want to let this go to waste. For those of you who like me and appreciate me and appreciate the kind of shtick I do here, it took a little while to get the. I actually have the tape that's on the steering wheel. The phone is on the steering wheel. It's kind of taped up. I couldn't get it to work any other way by itself. So I wanted to get me. I'm particular about how I frame this shit up, so anyway, on that cheery note, I appreciate everyone being here. Much love. And keep Bradley in your prayers. He is one of those heart-centered people. He has a big heart, and he loves people. He loves being out and around with other people. And he is like a nucleus of person. So, and then keep me in your prayers. I like I said, I struggle with wanting to be here. There's always the girls. They're young girls. They're obviously, they're too young for me. I'm not, I'm in the park. I'm not gonna, just watching them go. But it's like the world is full of, other fish, right? Like on the one hand, part of the message is don't let it get you down. Whatever. There's lots of girls out there, but it's still by the same token, it's like, well, the other girls have kids, right? Half of the ones that are interested in me have kids, or they're not really good, fun conversationalists, and then dating is hard itself. And then it's like, like at a certain point, I already know, like, yeah, just go along with it and pretend this is the world of illusion. I get rewarded at the end of all of this when it's time, like eventually I'll get my reward. But in the meantime, I don't know. I think I'm just, well, I know, I need a long vacation. So, thank you all for being here on that cheery note. If I could just show you, it would be better, but I can't just show you. That's not how it works. Not at this point. But at some point I will. I can be able to show you. So, on that cheery note, I really think I get to be done. 44 seconds, or at 44 minutes, right? There you go. All right. So, MS, much love. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm rocking.